YouTube, we got the top 5 loadouts for Warzone Season 4. Now, I'm going to give you guys the best weapons across any weapon category for right now. Now, a big shout out to the Noti gang. Thank you guys so much for having your noties on. And if you guys can, leave me a comment with what gun you're using primarily right now. Let's jump into the first gun. Now, our first gun is going to be the long range meta, what I think is the absolute best gun to use right now for range. That is the NZ41. To start it out, we are rocking the MX silencer. Right after that, we're going to throw on the best barrel. That is the Orb Weaver 360mm barrel. You can see that is very accurate and controllable, and you'll be able to tell just how accurate this gun is. It is like almost no recoil. Next, we're going to put on our favorite optic, and that's for me is going to be the 3 to 6 times, wherever that is down here. Really good. You can zoom in, you know, the 3 times. You can go even further and get those super long range kills. Our stock that we're going to put on is the Orb Weaver E-Pack. We got some more recoil control, recovery, accuracy, and flinch resistance added here. I told you guys this is basically going to be like no recoil, so it's super dope having these attachments already play into the accuracy effect. To help out even more, I got 2 things that you guys can do right here for the underbarrel. You can use the Strife Angled. That's going to help out with the horizontal, but what I prefer a little bit more is the hand stop. You get both horizontal and vertical recoil control. For our magazine, we are going to slap on the 50 round mag. It's just overall the best magazine. Then you can use either lengthen, which I would prefer, or hollow point. Hollow point I'd probably put on an SMG, but lengthen is super great for that bullet velocity. For our rear grip, we are going to be rocking the hatch grip, which is different for me. I'm used to having something like the polymer grip, but the hatch grip is great. You can see more vertical and horizontal recoil control, and then some flinch resistance. And then for perk 1, do whatever you want, but I will be rocking brace for initial firing recoil. And then the last one, as always, for my ARs from Vanguard, will be fully loaded. YouTube, this is the full loadout for the NZ41. I think it is the absolute best weapon that you can use right now at range, and you're gonna beam with this gun. It's just actually insane with the 0 recoil it basically has. Let's jump into the second loadout. Now, this second loadout is my absolute favorite SMG to use right now. So we have the long range NZ41 that I just showed you guys, but I think this is the best SMG to use right now. We're gonna start this bad boy off by using the recoil booster for increased fire rate. Next, we're gonna use the best barrel, and in my opinion, I do think that this one is the best. I've used the body as well, and that does increase fire rate, but I do prefer this Perfetto one a little bit more. Then you're gonna slap on your favorite optic, whatever that may be, but I do choose to run the slate reflector, wherever that is. I can't find it. Right here. And then for the stock, we are gonna use this, whatever this is, FR stock. You see it has initial firing recoil, recovery, ADS, and movement speed. Those last are important. The ADS speed is great, but the movement speed is going to help us tremendously. I got another attachment that I'll show you guys in a second, but this Marco is substantially faster than pretty much any other gun that you can use. So slap on this stock. For our underbarrel, you can use the skeletal for more movement speed and also ADS speed, but I do struggle a little bit with the recoil on this gun, so I like the hand stop in place of it, but I do switch back and forth between these two. For the magazine, you want to slap on the 64 round drum, and then recently I've swapped to the hollow point instead of the lengthen, but use whatever one you want there. For the rear grip, this is the attachment that's going to give you the crazy mobility and movement speed. That is the tape grip. You see here we get movement speed, sprint to fire speed, and aiming stability with weapon swap quickness. I think the tape grip is great. You don't have to use it if you want to. There are plenty of great rear grips you can use here. Literally just pick whatever one you'd like the most. Then for the first perk, I run unmarked or gung-ho. It just depends. I'll go gung-ho though. The fire while sprinting is really cool, especially with how fast you are with all these attachments. And then the last perk, as always, for my Vanguard SMGs is quick. Now, YouTube, here's the full build for the Marco. It's absolutely insane, and like I said, the movement on this is just crazy. Let's go ahead and jump into the third gun. Now, YouTube, our third weapon is another AR, and it is very close to the NZ41. Now, it could be a toss-up between the two, but I do think the NZ41 has slightly better damage. But to start this bad boy out, we're gonna build them pretty much the same. We got the MX silencer, then we're gonna put on the best barrel, and that's gonna be the 720mm shrouded barrel. We're going to put on the 3 to 6 times scope. Again, just like the NZ41, this KG is super accurate. It has almost no recoil, and you can beam from across the map. The stock that we are going to put on is this padded stock. More recoil control and recovery, movement speed, and accuracy. Like I said, 0 recoil basically. You can go striped angle, like I said, with the NZ41 as well, but this hand stop is the one that I would pick for both vertical and horizontal recoil control. We're going to put on the 8mm Closser 60 round drum. Don't put on the one below it. Put on this second to last one. And then I would put on lengthen as well. For the rear grip, I'm going to build it the same as the NZ41 with the hatch grip for more vertical and horizontal recoil control. And then our first perk will be brace for initial firing recoil. And our perk 2 is fully loaded. Now, YouTube, this KG is really, really nice. Like I said, there is almost no recoil on both the NZ41 and the KG. Use whatever one that you prefer. It really does not matter as long as you're comfortable using it. We're going to go ahead and jump into the fourth gun. Now, YouTube, we're going back to the SMGs, and I think one of the best SMGs this season is the BLIXEN. Now, I do like the Marco just slightly better just because of the movement speed and how crazy it is, but the BLIXEN is absolutely insane and has really great damage. We're going to start it off kind of the same with the recoil booster. We're going to put on the best barrel, and that happens to be the last one, this Bergstrom barrel. We're going to put on whatever optic that you guys want. I prefer the slate reflector. And then I like the Johnson skeletal stock. You got that recoil control and accuracy, recoil recovery, and movement speed as well. You can use the Mark skeletal if you want for more movement speed and ADS speed, but I do struggle with the recoil on the BLIXEN, especially even more than the Marco. I think the BLIXEN has a little bit more recoil, so I do like to put on the hand stop for the recoil control. The magazines, I go with the 54 round mag. Then I pair that with hollow point. As of recently, like I said, you can use lengthen, but I've been using hollow point recently. Tape grip is great, just like the Marco 5 build we have. Just great movement speed with the tape grip. Then I like to finish it with the fleet perk, just a preference of mine. Use whatever you want on that category. And I also like not fully loaded here, but quick always on my Vanguard SMGs. Now, if you guys don't like the Marco or don't like the BLIXEN, I got another one for you guys that dominated last season. But this BLIXEN is the fourth gun on the list. We're gonna finish off on the last one here now. Now, our last and final weapon on today's video will be the Type 100. The Type 100 actually has one of the best time to kills up close. If you can manage the recoil and the smaller magazine that I'll show you in a second, you can really dominate with this weapon. We're gonna start this bad boy off with the recoil booster. Fire rate is key to all these Vanguard SMGs. We're gonna add even more fire rate on top of that with the rapid barrel as well. We're gonna put on whatever favorite optic that we like here. That is, for me, the slate reflector. For the stock, we're gonna rock this folding stock, actually. Aim walking movement speed, aim walking steadiness, and initial firing recoil. Yes, this Type 100 does have some pretty nasty recoil. That's just mainly because we are increasing the fire rate, but we have some attachments to try and help minimize it as much as possible. So I got 3 for you guys here on the underbarrel. You can use the Strife Angled for the horizontal recoil control. You can use the Mark Skeletal if you're just a demon and can manage it on your own. Get you some ADS speed and some movement speed, which is great. But I personally do like the hand stop again, even more vertical and horizontal recoil control here. The magazine, we are going to be rocking the 36 round mag. Now, I know this has a substantially smaller mag compared to both the Marco and the BLIXEN, but it's really, really great. If you can understand that you're going to use a smaller mag and you take your fights on knowing that, you can really dominate and then bob in and out of fights and accommodate to this gun itself. So we got the 36 round mags. For the ammo, I'm rocking hollow point, like I said, as of recently. I will again put on tape grip just because you can't beat that movement speed. If you do want to switch it up, you can always go pretty much any grip here. Polymer is great, pine tar is great, stippled is great, even hatched is great, but I'm using the tape grip. For perk number 1, you can throw on one thing I have done. I'll give you guys, you can pretty much use any of these, but with the 36 round mag, I have liked rocking the sleight of hand, but you can rock fleet, gung-ho, or acrobatic. Most people will probably rock acrobatic, so I'll just put that on here. And then for the last one, you definitely want to put on quick. YouTube, that's going to complete today's video on the top 5 loadouts to run in Warzone Season 4. If you guys enjoyed it, please leave a like and a comment and let me know. If you end up using any of these builds, also let me know if you guys enjoyed the build that I gave you or if you switched it up at all, because your feedback is so important to me, guys. Thank y'all so very much for watching the video. Y'all absolutely rock, and I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you.